this bit, nobody's here yet, so this is because you've tuned in afterwards, which I do still appreciate. I love it when you guys come to watch and chat with me. And I do attempt to make a reply to all the comments that ask questions. I was a little bit more organised today, so the laptop is onto it. I have cut out 2 Minx drink bottles. I have done the size large base with the size small height, just for something different. This is my strapping. It's a beautiful cotton webbing that Sandra from the Ghana Sewing Room sent me. This is going to be the D-ring holders, and I have all of my plastic hardware here and ready. I'm using waterproof canvas for the inside, and let me just get that bit. For the outside, I have used cotton woven with a hefty interfacing, which apparently is very similar to Decaville Light. And then on the back, we also have the Inchel Bright, so that they will keep their cool. And on the base, I have put base stabilizer as well as my hefty on them, and I fussy cut them so that they look fun. Hello, Deborah. So I've prepped all of this. This is still just a custom order. I'm all over the custom orders at the moment. We are going to start with the straps. I've made them short because they're for kids, so they don't need to be 1.5 meters long. These are my Minx drink bottle pattern, is what we're making today. And I'm going to do the straps first because it gets rid of a lot of the hardware out of the bowl. Hello, Harriet from Miami. So because this stuff frays, I'm actually going to fold under a little bit and then stitch it down so that there's no raw edges, because it frays and it's horrible. I mean, it looks pretty, it's just, you know, a painful thing that frays. It's not horrible. Horrible was the wrong word there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch a line, and then I'm going to jump 1/4 inch, and I'm going to do another line like that. And then we're going to grab the second cord and do the same thing. Feed it through the center, tuck under the raw edge. I also got my package from Sandra today. I was on the phone when I got it, so I did not have the patience to do it as an unboxing on the live, but I got so many goodies. She sent me some green scissors, some green and brown vinyls, a beautiful dingo in like metallic green, which is epic. She also made me like a big handbag that has green all over it. I love it. And I got a crap ton of chocolate, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to have to stash in my house because, in my sewing room, because my family steals all my chocolate. The last lot she sent me, I left it in the fridge, and within an hour, over half of it was eaten from my family, which I thought was very rude. It was my present. Hello, Melbourne. How's your weather? I hear you've been having some good weather. Nice change for you, I'm sure. Okay, so see the 2 lines? That'll hold it in place, stop it fraying, make it look good. 22 degrees, there you go. It's already quite warm here. That's why I'm already in a dress. Now these clips aren't swivel clips. So when you buy not swivel clips, you have to think about which way they go. It is important. Yeah. There's also a bit of a bird's nest going on with the tail. I wondered why I didn't chop off as many. It's because it's hiding amongst all that nightmare. Alright, so over, and then make sure they face the same way. So I want them both facing down. Tuck that end under again, line it up, stitch it down. I know this cord doesn't look very long, but when we pull it like this, that's plenty long enough for a child. It's only to stick over their shoulder. Sometimes we get a bit carried away with cords, you and me both. So I'm going to tuck it under. Now I'm making 2, they've got different fabrics, but they both have a lot of blue, so I can use the same thread and the same lining I only really have to think about which base I put into which piece. I love batch sewing things. This is what I call batch sewing, where you've got the same thread and the same pattern. Takes a little bit more effort to think about which pieces go with which, but not so bad. So there's one cord done. And as you can see, I am now down to a much more manageable amount of hardware too, which is lovely. So, join up, clip facing down, come back, in, down, through, also facing down. Again, because I just want them the same. We like the same. Doesn't matter what order. You might want them facing up instead of down. It doesn't really matter so long as they're the same. And if you try and do it the same on all of them, then you've got your own style. Stitch, quarter inch, stitch, back stitch, stitch, back stitch. Pretty simple. But that's now used up a crap ton of the hardware, and it's a much more manageable state to work in. Set them aside. Alrighty. Zipper pocket. Hello, Kathy from Canada. Welcome. I'm going to just fold that in half. So this is 1 inch skinnier than my Tory pocket. But it's the same length. So we get a nice big pocket, because you never know, kids love to put things in pockets, let's be honest. So I've got Spider-Man. We want to make sure it's right sides up. Good thing to think about. And I don't really want to go over him, so I'm going to just come to the side, stick it roughly in the middle. A lot of what I do is eyeballing it. The more you sew, the more confident you're going to feel about doing such things. I do highly recommend them. But we don't want to stitch over our main guy. So we're just going to put him to the side. I could probably move it in a little bit. There we go. And then we're going to stitch, back stitch, all the way down the long edge, back stitch, swivel 180 degrees, in the corner, stitch, back stitch, this pattern's really good to teach about circle sewing. Just if you've never heard of it before. The H2O to Go by Lynn's Handmade is like a super fancy version of this. Mine is all about simplistic. I can write complicated patterns, but I find that the simple ones people can do a lot more with. Okay, it's quite thick. So what I might do, grab my new scissors from Sandra and just cut away the insulation. Oh, I don't think they like doing this either. To be fair, nobody does. So if I cut out, this is the same principle as if I was cutting out the foam. It'll fold over better if it's less bulky. So by cutting out the bulk, I am helping myself. Although this is not cutting out as much bulk as I was hoping for. I got a little bit of it out. I sprayed it on with 505 basting spray, and apparently that stuff's insanely sticky. So, I mean, yay, it's insanely sticky, but also really hard to cut through. That'll be fine. Now again, if I wasn't recording, I would probably iron this open, but I am, so we won't be. We will be again using the double-sided tape, because it is more convenient in a life. Depending on where you sew and how close your ironing board is, you might have the same issue as me. It might just be easier. So before we turn it through, I'm going to fold and crease the two long bits that we sewed, then push the pocket through, tuck those corners out, and then grab some double-sided tape. Hopefully this will go well. Doesn't always. Sometimes it won't stick to the back of stuff. Gives me grief. It's never fun. So what I'm going to do before I even try and pull the backing off is I'm going to smooth it down to make sure that it has stuck to the back. Which, you know, of course it hasn't. Don't be ridiculous. Ha-ha! New Hampshire. Don't know where that is, but hello and welcome. Alright, smooth it down. Other side, do the same thing. There we go. It is going to be a great day. I can feel it already. So I was on the phone with my friend about the one I'm going to go visit next week. So what I'm going to do is somebody sent me a bag and they'd like me to make a similar but slightly updated pattern of that. So I'm going to take that with me and do all the digital drawing parts while I'm on holiday. So I am still working. I also need some tape. They can probably have blue for this as well. It's just blue kind of day. But not in the sad blue kind of day, just blue. Hello, Montana. Alright, there. Zipper scissors. If you do a lot of zipper cutting, you should have zipper scissors. And if you don't have zipper scissors, you should cut your zippers with the back part of your scissors so that you don't blunt the whole lot. I don't know what all those letters mean. Thank you. North of MA, don't know what that is, west of ME, near the coast of the Atlantic. I know what the Atlantic is. I feel like that counts. I was never great at geography. I didn't fail anything at school. I refused to fail anything. But geography was not my strong suit. And especially like the states of things. I know where the states of Australia are. There's only 7. It's much easier to remember. In saying that, we have a lot of weirdly named things. Massachusetts and Maine. I've heard of them from television. Totally feel like it counts. Alright, so I'm putting my zippers on. These are some leftover hardware kits I had of Minx, actually. I've still got more. I should maybe sell them on the website. A couple of bucks each. Make them all go away. It'll give me more space to do things. Now I'm going to make the zipper close to the top. So I want it on that way. So I'm going to just swivel it around. I actually don't even line it up till I get under the machine. And I'm going to line up the edge of the zipper with the edge of the pocket. Start in front of the zipper. And off we go. It is nice and squishy because of all that interfacing stuff. Sandra sent me a beautiful handmade bag. She spoils me, that woman. I also got like rainbow colourful hardware, like pink and purple and white. So I'm going to have to come up with a video to use it in. When we get back to the start, I'm going to do 2 stitches and back stitch. You can also pull it through to the back. I wonder what one of these would look like in leather. Has anyone made a leather water drink bottle holder? I'm also doing everything in just a normal stitch length. I'm not increasing it. I don't need to. It's a drink bottle holder. It's quite happy with its 2.5 stitch lengths. Hello, Sherlock Sows. Alright, other side. Line up the bottom. Sew towards the top. Chop. Fold it in half. Line it up. Stitch. Back stitch. Always back stitch. How many of you have me saying always back stitch in your head? I imagine it'd be quite a few by now. Alright, next one. Paw Patrol. This one's it's busier, so I don't have to worry as much about the zipper pocket. Still going to do it off center though, because then it'll look like the other one. In fact, if I really wanted to, about there's fine. In the middle, make sure your needle is up so that you can slide underneath it. And stitch, back stitch, down we go, back stitch, swivel 180 degrees. It's much fun, more fun to swivel with the needle down. And this should be a nice quick sew because I'm not making the strap. Sometimes just using pre-made strap is awesome. So again, with the try and cut some of this bulk out, I'm just trying to get the scissors up underneath it. And chop. So I did end up top stitching my bag yesterday, if you were here for yesterday's live. It went okay. Not great. My cylinder arm is not meant for super thick things, much like this. It doesn't love it. It's not what it's designed for, apparently. So added to my wish list is like a compound, heavy duty, insanely, one like this, but like insanely heavy duty. I don't necessarily need it unless I want to start doing a lot more leather things, but I can't top stitch thick leather on this. It's just not what it's designed for, and apparently I've found its limits. So there you go. I haven't made one of these in ages, and apparently all my own patterns I just remember, which is kind of cool, really. Push it down, snip it off, push it down, snip it off. So next week I'm going to be doing a lot of, next week I'll be at my friend's house, and then when I get back I'll have a lot of gardening to do, but I'm sure by then I will also have a lot of inspiration, and I will also be writing the pattern. So quite often I can write the pattern without actually making the bag. I can envision each step as I do it. So I'm hoping to have most of a pattern done by the time I get back. And then I can give it to the testers. I would have started it this week, but I've got this custom order of 5 items and I'd like to get it done. And if you love the blue leather that I was using in yesterday's live, I actually have enough to make a few things for my website. So if you are as obsessed as I imagine a few people are, I'll be doing some like smaller things. I'm like, where's my zipper? There it is. See, it's not even close to being lined up till we get under here. We always come in front of the zipper to start sewing, and that way the zipper pull doesn't get in your way. And over and down. I also am going to take off the I am so legitimate sticker from my car because I feel like maybe it's not the best wording. So instead I'm going to design new stickers, and again I'll do this while I'm away. I'm going to design some new stickers, and they are going to say legitimately weird, because I also classify myself as a weirdo and I'm okay with it. So when I get back, I will have new stickers that people can purchase. They will be like outdoor friendly. Mine will be going on my car. But they will come in more than just green, I promise. I'll do a whole bunch of colours. And I might do them like decently big and then really small so I can stick like legitimately weird right there. So that is on, I was thinking about it yesterday actually. So I will pull off my legitimate, I am so legitimate sticker and do legitimately weird instead. I just need to think of like a little picture to have. Like maybe the I in legitimate can be an eyeball, because that'd be cool in a weird, ridiculous way. There we go. You can't really chain stitch zipper pockets, which is unfortunate. There's not much of this bag to actually chain stitch now that I think about it. I can do a little bit, but not a lot. Oh no, my phone's not on silent. That's not ideal. Let's turn that off. Sorry! I thought I did that already. It turns out I did not. So this is the lining. Nice and simple. We can chain stitch this. I need to cut it off though, otherwise I'm going to run into the camera. And the next one. See, it's all the same colour. Makes it much easier. This is another really quick sew. This is also really good for Father's Day. Drink bottle carriers. And not just necessarily this pattern. This pattern is a nice quick one. But also Lynn's Handmade has the beautiful one with the pockets on the front and stuff. So, I mean, it just depends on your sewing level, available time, what your partner will use. Because, you know, not everybody would use the card slots. I wouldn't, but I know people that do. I'm finding the center point, by the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing, and then I'm putting those center points together to find the center side points. This makes adding a circle much easier. And I should probably do both ends because that's relevant too. Not so much the front one, but the two side ones is where we are going to hang our D-rings. So it's somewhat relevant. Just the center of everything, guys. I say it all the time and I really do mean it. Find the center of everything. Sandra also got me this. It's like a little, like a screen, but it's like a little, trying to look like a VHS tape. I love it. I don't know where I'm going to stick it yet. I'm just going to decorate my room in horror stuff, apparently. I'm okay with it. Alright, now we're going to grab our bases. Now that we've made all the sides. Look how quick that was. This is going to be a quick video today, guys. Sorry. We want, okay, so because this is directional, we want the center top and the center bottom. They're too big of a scissor. Don't be ridiculous. I do like these ones. These ones make me quite happy. Yeah, I imagine I'm going to come home with between 50 and 100 plants. I'm okay with it. Spider-Man. Again, if it's directional, cut it so it faces the right way. Yoink. And then same with the bases. It's just a lot. With the base ones though, you can fold it in half and then in half again. And then just cut here and here. Boom! Ooh, what are you doing at a hotel? Going on a fun adventure? Love me a good adventure. Okay, center of everything done. Pick up one of these. Again, non-directional, so it doesn't matter where I grab it from. Right sides together. Add a clip. Opposite side. I'm going to open up that seam allowance and then add a clip. And then the same with the side. Now, this goes much easier if you add a piece of base stabilizer to your lining. You will find it will just perfectly slot in. It is much quicker to sew. That is my little hack for this, and I'll show you when we do the outside one. It is a brilliant hack and it works every time. So if you struggle with the circles, add base stabilizer and it will just perfectly slot in place and you just sew along next to it. Whatever I just said triggered the song Lola in my head. Lola, la 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 Lola. I have a very eclectic taste in music, guys. Ta-da! We're nearly finished. This is like the trickiest part, but it's even not all that tricky. I do encourage you to try one of these. It is a circle though. The Lynn's Handmade one is an oval, so it might be easier to sew for you. Lots of people put staples and stuff in. I've never had any luck. I tried to do the stapler thing once. It wouldn't staple through the layers, so I quit that idea quite quickly. I don't really do anything where I think it's more effort than it's worth. Half the time I don't even clip stuff if I think it's not worth the effort. Can't even see what I'm doing. I've got that in the way. And now I've just thrown that in the way of the comments. Good job, me. Oh, and I left my drink bottle inside. It's not really coming up Tory today. Another one done. Okay, this is the bottom. Open up the seam. Grab the bottom. Shove it in. And this one I'll show you. I'm going to put 2 clips on this just to hold that seam open. Did I find the center? I did not. Okay, so that's not going to help. Apparently I forgot to do these ones. Whatever, it'll be fine. So the reason I'm going to clip everything, I hope so, unless I run out of clips. Apparently yesterday I threw a bunch of clips in the bin, so that was clever of me. Center, 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 center of everything. And this one. Tomorrow I will be doing a live of the gym bag at 80%, 85%, I can't remember. Little. I actually have an order for 2 of, well, I have 2 orders from 2 separate people. Okay, so now I found the center of everything. This is the bottom, and this is the bottom. So we're going to pop it in, and again with the 2 clips just to hold that seam open, and then grab the opposite side and clip that in place. And then this side, now you'll notice right about now, it's going to just kind of slot in perfectly. And then if we do the other side as well, right, if we grab that seam and line it up, see how the base now just sits where it needs to sit. Look at that. I'm still going to add more clips, but the point is that it works because that base stabilizer is holding the circle shape really well. I don't need as many clips as I just put on, but out of habit I put about 2. So see how that now holds the perfect shape? That's why we use base stabilizer. And you can put it on your lining ones and it will do the same thing. Okay, so that's the bottom, this is the bottom. It's all about the pattern. right sides together, line up the top. This one will get 2 clips to hold that seam open flat. You had to rewind. Yeah, my bad. What can I say? Line up that side, and then this side. See how the circle sits in there beautifully? Every time. Base stabilizer is your friend. So the pattern has a dotted line. You cut your base stabilizer out at that line, and it will fit perfectly every time. So long as you do your right seam allowance. If you do the wrong seam allowance, well, I can't help you. Unpick it and do the right one. Boom. Okay, you should see all the little bits of fluff on me. Alright. We're still just on a 2.5 stitch length. That is the length of the day. And around we go. I'm not going to back stitch because we're going to get back to the start eventually. I'm just going to keep twisting it around and around. And then when we get back to the start, we backstitch. Trim off the tails, maybe. Zigzag scissors. Cut off the excess. And voila. Choppity chop chop. Chop. Boom! I know that looks dodgy, but don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Ooh, coffin bags. Very cool. Let me show you a round one. Right? Take off a clip, position it underneath, and just sew next to your base stabilizer. Ta-da! So much easier with base stabilizer. Should have put it on the lining. Trim off the excess. Now the main reason we're cutting off the excess is so that the lining and the exterior will sit snugly against each other. Don't skip that step. Clean up my clips and the threads and go again. I want to design a coffin bag. I've got it in my brain, but time is a factor that I do not have enough of. Oh, it's not so much time, it's uninterrupted time. How much quicker is it with the base stabilizer in there? So good. Don't worry about the bubbling of the outside. It's meant to be like that. And then we cut it off anyway, so you won't even see it. Boom. So good. Last one. I unfortunately don't have time to do markers. It's an unfortunate fact. I reckon I would have fun chatting to people all day. It's definitely in my wheelhouse. When I used to do markets, I didn't do online videos or pattern writing, and I just don't have time to do all of it. There is limits to my superpowers, apparently. Who knew? Very unfortunate side effect. It's my kryptonite. Free time. Okay. Tails. Turn it through. Next up, we need this. We need 4 of these. Preferably all the same size. These are to hold our D-rings. You can make it out of the actual fabric, but this is way quicker. So this is actually binding, and obviously that's not big enough to bind anything, but it's also not useless because I can make things out of it. See? Beautiful. So we're going to grab our exteriors, and then those side parts that we found the center side, that's where these are going to go. Face down, lined up in the center. I'm going to put 2 clips so it can't swivel and move in the wrong direction. And then we're going to put on the other side. And I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to get the gym bag made today. Very real possibility. See? 2 sides. I might finish this order today. Gives me more time to prep the house before I leave. Hubby leaves Sunday. And realistically, if I have everything sorted, I could leave Monday. It's going to rain Saturday. Next Saturday, not tomorrow Saturday, where I'm going to be going. So there's no point in staying for a rainy day. That's not what I'm going for. I'm going for outdoor activities. Alright, so then we're just going to shove the lining in, lining up the back seam. Back seam, both of them, on both sides. Oh. These really are very quick. Like everything, once you cut and prep it, everything's pretty quick. I'm actually just going to leave it with those clips. That'll be enough. Grab this. I haven't even unrolled it properly. As long as the top's unrolled, won't matter. We're going to have to turn it through again anyway. Just finished the Badlands, heading to Mount Rushmore. How exciting. I won't be stopping for many sightseeing things on my way down. I don't think there's much to see but the big banana. If I drive past the big banana, I will stop and take a photo, but my plan is to get there. My trip will be more about the destination than the journey. That's enough clips. Look at that. Easy peasy. Hello, Marion. Oops, I just pushed a button. Good job, me. I'm going on like a working vacation. I'm literally driving to my mate's house to help her with her gardening and bring myself home a truckload of gardening myself. My husband insists I take his ute for the trip, so I am literally going to bring back a truckload of gardening stuff. At least one of all the types of plants, which will just be fun. Then I'll have to name them all and make little signs for them with the laser. That will be fun. So that's probably going to be a laser video. Chop. Chop. I'll turn them both through together because I've decided that will be quicker. Squish it down. Don't be afraid to manhandle your bag. It doesn't matter what kind of bag it is. If it can't handle being manhandled by you, it can't handle carrying things safely, is my theory. So I'm not exactly gentle. I'm not a gentle person. I'm definitely probably a bit rough with kids too. Not in the sense that I hurt them, but I'm not super gentle either. It's no fun. Alright, zipper pocket. This is the main reason it's got a zipper pocket, so we've got somewhere to turn it through. There's the lining. And then with my thumbs, I'm just gonna slowly push everything in. Yoink! Hand into the hole. Push the base. So it's lovely. Look at that. Beautiful. Shove the lining inside. Close the zipper pocket. Top stitch, and it's done. Less than an hour and I would have made 2. Even by the time I finish this, it'd be less than an hour and I've made 2. Great last minute gift. Everybody needs a drink bottle holder. Shove that in. Zip it up. And then we're just going to top stitch. Then I'll do the other one. Apparently I don't feel like as chain stitching as I first thought. Who knew? I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch. If you're a beginner sewer, try 1/4 of an inch seam. You'll find it easier. Like way easier. Needle down. Twist. Needle down. Twist. And yes, apparently it needs to be in a different octave when I say these things. Whatever. Back stitch when we get back to the start. Trim your tails really, really close. Pull out the one that's gone all weird on us. And let's use this one today because again, you guys spoil me with gifts and I always use them. So this has just got tangled in my normal sewing line. So I just need to get it out, really. When this pattern was first released, I modified it to a wine bottle character. See? How cool is that? Modifying stuff. It is the way. In fact, we should do a vote. Pick one of my sewing patterns and I will do tutorials on how to alter it. Because I do want to do like a masterclass in eventually designing your own patterns, but you can't design a pattern if you can't alter one first. So we're going to start with the basics. I'm just shoving it. It's all about the thumbs. You get really strong thumbs from doing this. Hiya! You're meant to hold your tails. I don't know if anybody knows that. Apparently you're meant to hold them. Chop. Chop. You could definitely turn it through the side seam, but kids love pockets. Shove all the lining down. Looking quite adorable actually. And then I'm not even going to put clips on it. We're just going to top stitch it at 1/8 of an inch. So quick. 2 bags in 44 minutes and 40 seconds. Boom. And that's including my intros where I always sit and have to let you all know that I'm actually live. Hello, Helen. But since that was so quick, did you want me to just continue sewing because I have another thing cut out to do? See? Super cute. Little kid drink bottle holder. Nailed it. I just made the straps nice and short. It'll be fine. Oops, wrong way. That way. Boom. Ta-da! Right, so that's part 2 and 3 of the order. This here is part 4. So I have cut a purse pal in leather. So first off, I need to go and get the right colour thread. So if you all just want to wait here a minute, I will get some. It was in my cylinder arm. I mean, if you don't want to stay, you can always just disappear. That's okay. And I think I've got it all cut out. I hope so. If not, so be it. I can at least sit here and do the card slots in Alive. And then all that's left for the order is a smaller Ragabrash gym bag. So those were, it's called Minx, that little pattern that I just did, which was one of mine that I designed. It is I think it's a $6 pattern. It's one of the cheaper ones. Grab the right thread colour. Do, 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 do. Tie is what's going on. Something's wrong. Thread the needle. I've changed the bobbin. And then we're good to go. One full circle rotation pulls the tail out. Bam. And I have already sewn this. Don't judge me. I just forgot what I was doing and decided to start sewing. It happens. Ooh, I also stuck all the sticky tape down. That makes me happy. And we are going to need our card slot square. If you guys don't know what this is yet, stay tuned. It is amazing. I also might point the camera down just a little bit so you can see better. How's that? That seems better. I'm going to put that right sides up like so. I'm going to go to a 4 stitch length. And I'm going to stitch back, stitch forward, stitch back. Trim the tails. I swear I'm going to spend more time trimming tails than doing much of anything else. Square sits at the bottom of your stitches. Then we get something that we can see. So in this case, it will be a Chaco pen to draw a chalk line. And that is the perfect size for your card slot. These things are amazing. Both my suppliers of templates, both in Australia and US, do provide these. I'm not sure if the US do them in colours. I assume they would if you asked them to. I got mine in green because I'm ridiculous. And I am who I am. Ugh, and that all just went crooked. Stop it. Peel the backing up, flip it up, make sure it's straight. I always like to hang it off the edge of the table. I find it helps me get it straighter. Crease that. And the other good thing about this is you can come and use that to crease it. Works like a charm. Next one. Oh, I knew you were going to do that. Something's not right, and I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with my something. My machine is not behaving as it normally does, and I'm not quite sure what's wrong with it. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can hear it. It sounds different. Does the Sewing Room of Ghana sell the waterproof canvas that I'm using? I'm not sure if she's got the bubble one. I did give her access to my supplier of all the plain stuff. I'm not sure if she decided to get in the bubble one or not. Doo 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 doo. Yoink! I love this waterproof canvas though. The thickness is perfect for cardstocks. It's not so thin that it feels like it's going to break, and it's not thick and bulky. Which is amazing. Should I be tying this off at the back? Probably. It's never really been my strong suit to do what I'm told though. Line it up, draw the line. Works like a charm. I also have coffin wallet cut out. I should get onto that too. I have so many things cut out. No time to do everything. And record it. I could make it, but then you wouldn't see me do it. Yeah. This is going to be a really pretty set though. I do want to start doing more leather. I just need to come up with the problem that my machines don't like top stitching it. See, that's tight. Oh, I see why. Fix my own problem. Okay. It was wrapped around it, making it tighter than it should have been. Problem solved. Thank goodness. It was really annoying me. Just made 3 of these in leather. This matches the bag perfectly. And even though leather costs more, people are more willing to buy a leather handbag, I find. I don't know about in the States, but in Australia, leather's very, very expensive. Like a half a hide was $180. You can get kangaroo leather that's considerably cheaper. I swear we're the only nation that eats their national animal. Both of them, actually. Oh, no. See that? It's got a crease. No deal. I did finish the bag from yesterday. Looks glorious. I will grab it in a minute. It's hanging in the corner, waiting for its matching wallet. Because I made this one a square, you can hold it in any which direction, whereas the other one, if I had made it a square, it would be useless. So it's quite easy to distinguish vertical, horizontal. How big is a hide? I mean, there was they had plain black, a full hide for $365. But then it had like random holes cut out of it where I assume there was glitches or like imperfections or whatever. It's a lot. And I understand that there are some shops online where you can get it a bit cheaper, which is awesome. But it is quite pricey, which is why bags are so pricey, I assume. keep that for something else. Boom. Really not a lot to these. That's why I like them. They're so quick and glorious. Double-sided tape. Fold and press. I do still have a lot left of this. But you know what I should do? I should do a zip around wallet. You guys keep asking me to do one. I just assumed that everybody else that does video tutorials have done them and you didn't need me. But I do still keep getting email requests for them. So maybe I will do a zip around leather wallet just to really give myself a challenge, considering leather doesn't love me like it should. And I need zipper tape. Ugh. Which one did I use on yesterday's bag? Very good question. Dark blue. So here is the bag all done. And I've made the little thing. And it's amazing! Now I need zipper tape, which I can't... Oh, there it is. There it is. I'm quite proud of my efforts, not gonna lie. I want one now. I don't even care how ridiculous it is. I want a tassel bag. They have this in like a dark green, except I can't afford it. But it is so pretty. So pretty. Need a zipper pull. I'm probably going to need the gold hardware box. I'm going to need a zipper pull. So all my zippers are in a separate box. Oh. Because it was just easier, and this is full of everything else. What I also need is the press studs, which are apparently not in here. I also want to make a bag using all the cool stuff Sandra gave me. So much stuff, so little time. Because I want to record it, see? That's the difference. I could get so much more made if I wasn't worried about showing you, but then you wouldn't learn anything if I don't show you. There, what I need. Oh, fringing. I had that fringe cutter, but I need to learn how to use it properly because it would make cutting the fringing so much quicker. There's like 5 pieces at a time. Okay, so let's pull this backing off. Lay the zipper down, lay this over the top. Push down, check, flip it over, more tape, always more tape. Tape is your friend. I like that I did this part so that there's enough blue shining through the front and then the back. It's all a design choice. It depends on how much of the accent you want to show. I wanted a lot of it because she wanted a blue bag, but I feel like this print in all blue for this particular customer would have been too much. Like I could have made the whole bag in the blue leather. I think it would have been too much. And if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, this is going to hold the lining in place so it doesn't move while I'm trying to top stitch later. Double-sided tape is your friend. You can also use glue. I just don't have any. Don't judge me. And glue takes too long to dry, and I'm an impatient human. That's actually probably more what it is. I'm impatient and will not wait for glue to dry. Peel that off. Plop it over. I'm just doing one side at a time to make sure it behaves itself. See? And then the last one. And then we can do the other side. It just helps to hold it all where it's told. Especially because it's got, see that? That'll just smooth that out. I have not thinned this either in any way, shape or form. I haven't skived it or sanded it or anything. It's just how I bought it. It'll be fine. Ta-da! Don't know why I keep doing that. Alright. We're still in a nice long stitch length. I also have tails everywhere. Go away. Pivot. There, that's better. I'm going to stop, zip it up. Same principle as I always do. Just because it's leather and smaller doesn't mean we're changing our sewing style all that much. Grab the, oh no, there we go. Just grabbing those tails so that they don't get more strangled than they were. Ha 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 ha! And I got it first stitch. Now that doesn't always happen, and if that is the case for you, you come and you do a second line of stitching, solves your problems. I'm going to clip this in place. I wonder if my Cricut would cut through this leather. I didn't try. I did all this by hand, but how good would it be if it could? I know it does the vinyl. Vinyl's not the same. Boom! Nearly finished this too. Look at us go. We're on fire. I'm on fire. You're on fire by default because you're with me. We want some of this. This is base stabilizer. And when it gets down to like those weird little pieces, I cut it into 1-inch squares, stick it in the top of my cart, and use it as like an interfacing thing to just make things more stable. See? Shove it through the hole. You're going to need to cut a little bit of this down. It's a little bit big. Chop. Get through the hole. Don't be rude. So not in the mood. Okay, so when that happens, I get this and I force it over it. Usually does the trick. Then I need a hole punch to punch this hole. And those, and pack these back up before I lose them and drop them all, because we all know I have a habit of dropping things. Ah, I missed. This is why they usually live in the container. Much easier. Although that's pretty convenient in itself. Alright, hole punch. Hi-ya! Do heavy, aren't you, mate? Hole punch. Take all of this off. Then under here, we need press stud pusher inners. Now I can just tell by looking at them, even though I've got so many dies, it's ridiculous. I just know. And you always shut it afterwards, because if you drop it, it's painful to have to sort them. While I can do it, I do very much prefer not to. No, that's the wrong end. Oh, that was close. Nearly just destroyed that. Wrong end. I knew that. You want the end with the little spring. Right, which way's down? That way. This is a 12.5 mil. Just if you're wondering how big to get, because I do sometimes get emails about that. It is 12.5 mil. You can get a 15 mil, but they're really big. Oh, I personally think they're too big, but I mean, each to their own. That should live up in there. Line it up. Squish. Squish it good. Squish it real good. Do, 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 do. And then make sure it clips on. Always do that. It's very easy to stuff that up. Very, very easy. Now, I will put them back together later when I'm not on a live. In the meantime, we're going to line up some edges over here. I do love leather. I love the smell of leather. I love that other people love leather. And realistically, I should do more leather, because now I've got the laser engraver. I could laser engrave the leather. Ooh. Maybe I'll start combining it and do videos where I use like a whole bunch of different stuff. That'd be fun for me. You know, I think I should laser engrave some leather. That would be awesome sauce. Alright, so I'm going to top stitch along this edge to make it pretty. Preferably without that coming out would be lovely. Oh. It just feels different, leather to vinyl. But fabulous. Clip that on. Line it up straight. I'm not going to tuck it in, because that is too many leather layers, and I already know that it's going to end in disaster, and I don't want to play that game. Alright, you can judge me for that all you want. What I might do instead is I will sew over the top, or I could put a rivet. I could put a rivet later. We will see. But it's leather. You don't have to hide the raw edge. It's kind of the point. Anyway, we are now going to basically halve the amount of clips on here by lining up the edge, or you could just put them all on. Seems a bit excessive, but I mean, whatever. The main point is you want all the raw edges lined up so that they're beautiful. Except this. Apparently I'm just going to have that hanging out. I'm not even worried about it. We'll just chop it off later. But that's what we've got. See, even that looks fabulous. Fabulous. So this is piece 4 of 5 of the order, and then I've just got one gym bag to go. Is the zip zipping downwards? Probably not. Yep, it's in the wrong way. I don't know if that matters. Does it matter? I really hope not. There's not much I can do about it at this point. If she doesn't like it, I will make another one and sell this one. That is something that I did not think about. And that's not working, guys. That is atrocious. It just skipped all of it. We're going to have the same trauma I had yesterday. Which means I have to do this on the other machine. Which means I don't think you can watch. There's nowhere to put the camera. It'll take me like 20 minutes to stuff around with it. So again, I'm going to have to go. This machine is not designed to do all this leather. So I will have to do it on the cylinder arm, which is unfortunate. But it's the same as yesterday. I should have known. It did some of the stitches and then just skipped a whole crap load of them. So rude. Oh well. I'm going to go so I can finish it over there and unpick it all. Put all the clips back on. Ugh. That's annoying. Very, very annoying. But I mean, we saw some stuff. Then I'm going to spend the afternoon measuring out gym bags, which should be fun. Alright. Just flick them out, put clips back on as I go. What a bugger. So rude. Look at that. All just didn't work. More clips. Trim it off. It's alright, I should be able to get into the same stitch holes. Oh, and that just broke. Yeah, it probably does need to be shaved. I could do that, I suppose. Go out and Dremel it. Might be an idea. The other machine will stitch through it though. It should be fine. I've just got to unpick it all. Might get some loud music happening. It'll make me feel better. I hate having to unpick. Yeah, it'll be fine. Alright guys, well I'm going to go, but thank you all for watching and coming to chat with me while I do some sewing. I'm not sure if I'll record the other bag that I'll be doing, the tomorrow one. Well, it might be today, see? You just don't know with me. Could do anyway. I could just stop sewing altogether and go clean the house. I doubt that though. It's not high on my priority list if we're honest. Okay, well I got most of it. I will speak to you all later. I will be in my group. I also have to go to the post office today. I've got some double-sided tape to post. So if anybody wants to make an order, do it in the next hour and it'll go to the post office today. Ha! Got it.